Hello everyone, my name is Sammy, and welcome to Lumi's Lair. So, in this episode of VCT, however long it is, we have a bunch of stuff. So, uh, okay. We had some big upsets last week. Uh, number one, EFM won a game. They beat T1. So, I don't know what we're supposed to do now. What team can we bully? Oh, okay. So we're changing DFM tier. So, now we have some... I'm gonna make another tier just because I am feeling like... eh. Let's start some drama. Uh... Hmm. Yeah, let's put this here. Let's put BBL tier here. So this one is, drop the roster. In need of roster changes. Cool. This looks so bad. Roster change. Why does it look so bad? That's the best I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna say bad roster, which means roster change, but it isn't. Okay. Anyways. Okay. A lot of stuff happened, so where do we want to start? Oh, okay, first, we should do upset of the week. There are two games that I'm feeling could win upset of the week. It is Cloud9 versus Leviathan. This was a crazy game. Or we could have B, DFM versus T1. I don't know per se which one I think is more. I don't know. Honestly, it's difficult. I think we're gonna put DFM as the upset of the week. It's crazy. Did not expect that to happen. But let's go through here. Let's just chunk this out. Let's start with EMEA, because I think EMEA was the most boring this week. As you can see by my pick'em, other than Koi, Hopium, and the Team Heretics smash, I didn't really expect much. And hey, I didn't get my expectations up. It was a pretty normal week. Did BBL play? Yeah, they lost to Gentlemates. Yeah, okay. We're gonna put BBL in BBL tier. Because, gonna be honest, out of all of these teams, BBL still looked the worst. And it's not really close. Like, I know Koi and Giant X had worse losses, I guess. But also, Giant X were playing Carmine Core and Koi were playing Team Liquid. Which are somewhat decent teams. So, BBL lost to Gentlemates 2-0. It was pretty sound. They just didn't look good. That's all I can really say from that. I think Oh yeah, what is bad roster? It's a new category, so we should probably explain that. It is literally it's basically a bad team, but you can make roster changes. This is bad, but you don't need roster changes. And BBL tier is you're bad and roster changes won't help. Uh, I honestly don't think any other team is in BBL tier this week. But let's continue. Let's continue from the bottom up. Vitality. Vitality lost to Navi pretty soundly, I think. But Vitality don't look bad. I'm gonna put them in mid right now. Vitality lost this game because Navi just could basically run up on them. Like, they knew that they weren't gonna challenge anything, so Navi just pushed forward. Also, Angel had a hell of a series, which is rare. But when he does, Navi look invincible right now. Next is Fnatic. 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 They honestly look quite mid. You can tell that they didn't use the offseason to like practice anything, and they just believed that having a bunch of talent would carry them, and it did not at all. That is literally all I can say about that. Sure, they are the rank. Okay. Okay. Yeah, but it they don't need like roster changes or anything, but they just need to lock in. It's not looking good for them. Next, Team Liquid. Team Liquid are an interesting team. They beat Koi, lost a foot. Koi don't look great, I'm gonna be honest, which sucks, because I like Koi somewhat. But, yeah, they don't look great. And Team Liquid, they looked alright. Like, beating Koi, they beat him pretty soundly. But, this, foot game looked bad. Like, Keiko's playing very well, I'm gonna be honest. Keiko's a great duelist. I can't remember who Team Liquid replaced. I can't remember. Come on. Redgar. Yeah, switching off Redgar for Kaiko's, I would say a pretty good idea, because Kaiko just plays a great raise. I haven't seen too much of his yet, but his raise is really solid. But I don't want to say it, but they also look mid. Better than Vitality. I think they look better than Fnatic currently. I don't think this will be like at the end of the year, but currently they do look better than Fnatic. And K-Core. K-Core looked great. They only played one game against Giant X, but they played great. One thing that I will say though is next week will be interesting, because they have this is their double week, so they have Foot and Gentlemates. And the thing is, Gentlemates and Foot both play very odd. So, if you don't anti-strat them, you have to like beat them with firepower. And I don't know. K-Core are just under a lot of pressure next week, which will be very interesting. So that's the alpha side. Let's go to the omega side. Giant X, the people that fight K-Corp. They don't look bad. They look I would say they actually did look kind of bad. Like, nothing linked up, really, from these guys. Like, Cloud... Redgar. Ugh. Let's just say that there's a weakness on the team. Yeah, 0-8 first kill first death. Let's just say that it's looking like Giant X need something different. Honestly, I maybe put him in bad roster just because of Redgar. When Clove comes out, Redgar should just main that so that they can have smoke still. He didn't look good. He got punished on every front. It wasn't even like losing aim duels. He just didn't look good at all. That's what I'll say. Next, Koi. Koi looked bad. Where's Koi? Koi looked bad. I'll admit it as a Koi fan. They weren't winning their duels. Their entire thing was just off. I really didn't like what I saw, but I still think they're better than some teams. Speaking of gentle mates, I still think they're looking bad. I don't think this win against BBL really says much. They play weird comps. Sometimes it works. Like, you're playing double duelist on Sunset, which is interesting. You're playing Yoru Phoenix on Ascent. So, how do I explain this? I think Gentlemates is a bad team right now, but they could also beat Carmine Core next week. Just depending on who Carmine Core plans for and everything. Okay, Team Heretics Foot. Navi. These are great teams so far. Team Heretics look like qualifying, genuinely. They played against Fnatic, they played out of their minds, everything looked great from them. The only issue that I'm seeing currently is that, God, I feel so bad for their team. Because, like, Mini Boo is testing and Woot is out for who knows how long. And so, like, they are under a lot of pressure from, like, everyone else, but they're playing well. Next, Foot, that beat Team Liquid. Foot looked pretty good. I'm gonna put him in Hopium. You can barely see that. I'm putting him in Hopium right now because they didn't look too great. Like, they played solid fundamentals and all of that. But they... Like, here's the thing. They have star power. But whenever I see a game of theirs, it looks like they're on the verge of death every time. Where, like... It should be fine, but also... If they, like... How do I explain it? If they miss something... Like, if one player just isn't hitting their shots correctly, then, I feel like their team will collapse a bit. So, I'm gonna put him in Hopium right now. I just need to see more Foot games. And that's all. Then we have Navi. Navi looked crazy this week. Like, it was against Vitality, they looked super good, everything worked, basically. I didn't see anyone, like, throwing too much, maybe a bit of Artis. Like, Angel had his game, which was very nice to see, and they just crushed. So this is what EMEA looks like right now. We will continue seeing this over the weeks, but... Currently, I think it's interesting. At least. I did not expect a Fnatic to fall off this hard, gonna be honest. But now we go into something a bit deeper. We can end it off with Americas. Let's go, APAC. Actually, let's do pick'ems next week. We have 6 games next week. So, first, Carmine Core versus Foot. I think Carmine Corps win this game pretty solidly. I think that Carmine Corps will prep for this game, and so they should win it. This game's more of a toss-up, but I think Carmine Corps should solidly beat Foot. Same with Heretic's Vitality. Honestly, all these look fine, maybe except this. Fnatic, Giant X, I mean, they both lost. I expect Fnatic to bounce back somewhat, so enough to beat Giant X. But, you know, maybe like these games I'll need to change. But I'm not going to change those currently. I think I got these right so far. But if Fnatic have another fall off, that will fuck me over a bit. But it'll also be more interesting. So, APAC, here we go. Let's start it off at the alpha side of the bracket. GE. Global. What a game. They lost to Zeta. I would say bad, I'm gonna be honest. Because, like, sure, they got it together on their icebox a bit, but this sunset was rough. The ascent was also pretty rough. And, yeah. G looked bad. Are they the worst team in the league? I'm gonna be honest, it's either... Hey, we're gonna do the same thing we did last week. So, we're gonna put Global in BBL tier. And we'll talk about another team that's gonna go in BBL tier in a bit. Next, Team Secret. Team Secret played how many games? They played 2 games as well. They narrowly lost to RRQ. Honestly, though, Team Secret didn't look too bad this game, but it was a close game. This game, though, Team Secret did not look great. Like, it just looked like Bane popped off, but, Team Secret just doesn't have their stuff together yet. Like, obviously, I don't have too much data to go off, but I'm gonna put them in lowest, I'm gonna put them lowest mid right now. Like, in their defense, they lost to 2 decent teams. They should have won this RRQ game, probably. But also Jemkin. Like, here's the thing. When you have a guy that's dropping, like, these numbers, you expect to win that game, but when someone does it back to you, and then your supporting roster has to pick it up, it's just rough. It's just rough a bit. But we'll see. We'll see more down the line. T1. Talk of the town, T1. I'm gonna put him in Hopium underfoot. T1 lost to DFM. Which sounds bad. It sounds bad, okay? Losing to DFM does sound bad, and I get that. I get that. And I'm gonna be honest. DFM popped off, man. That's all I can say. Like, this guy, never heard of this guy, but he's crazy, dude. And, yeah. DFM popped off. That's all I can say. I think that DFM played a solid game. They didn't miss anything. They had great lurk timings and played the map really well. Like, I would say DFM were playing like a DRX level team against T1. And if you heard, like, T1 lost to DRX, sure. They also lost to PaperX, but PaperX just popped off this game. With Jing back, which is nice. But, yeah. That was rough, that was rough. Next, Bleed. The other team that I'm putting BBL. Bleed don't look great. Like, after seeing all of these teams, it looks like they're gonna get stomped by every single one. Bleed look like ass. Nothing's working at all. Zest and Ralta are good pickups, but they lost to Talon. I would say pretty soundly. So, we're gonna run a gambit. First one to win a game gets out of BBL tier. And the second one stays there permanently. That is my bet. We'll see how it goes. And the only reason they're this high is because they only played one game. It kind of looks like Alpha's... Oh yeah, let's talk about Gen G. Gen G looked great. What can we say? Like, of course Gen G looked great. Probably the best looking team on this list so far. They played against some easy team. Yeah, they played against Talon. Talon didn't look bad per se. They made some rookie mistakes, I would say. And Gen G just capitalized and killed him. Gen G look crazy right now. They don't miss. All of that. Solid contributing team. Talon. The only team that's lost in the Omega group. Talon don't look bad. They just don't look good either. They're looking... I think Talon look mid right now. Like, this is a solid team, and when they are hitting shots, it's good. But, like, there's a certain guy here. He played one map, but also 6 and 17. It's just not good enough. It's not cutting it. They need... I don't know. Honestly, no. Talon can do something, they just gotta, like... I think they could be really good if they were an anti-strat type team, instead of trying to go pound for pound. DFM. I mean, gotta be honest, dude. DFM looks so fucking good this game. Like, I don't know what they did over their break, but god damn, they looked good. That wasn't even their full roster either. Maybe it is. Maybe this told things off, but they looked good, man. That's all I can say. I don't know what will happen after this, but that game they looked crazy good. But it's also one game, so we can't do too much off of one game result. I'm gonna put RQ above that. Put it like right here. RQ played decently against Team Secret. Didn't expect them to win this game, but I feel like if Jinkin has, like, I think 4 less kills, they lose this game. Like, they really leaned on that guy. So, when he isn't popping off, then I'm more interested in how this team will go. But they played solid, very basic, I would say. But hearing people saying, like, they're gonna win their group, I disagree. You're not gonna beat these teams. Zeta played against Global Esports in a, I would say, pretty solid win. Other people will say otherwise. Zeta look better than RRQ, but just barely. Zeta are looking pretty alright. I think they're heavily depending on how much talent they have. But if they practice slightly more, I think they could definitely do something. Now we have PRX. PRX played so good, dude. This T1 game was crazy. I think that, like, I think they just played extremely well. Like, PRX is the most well-rounded team I've seen, where they all even if they have a poor performance, I think they they always pick it up. They always know what to do. Last DRX played 2 games against some alright teams. They looked very solid. Bane's debut was crazy. He played extremely well, so I'm gonna put them in qualifying, definitely. Because they do look like they're gonna qualify. Now that they swapped out some people and stuff, Bane looks extremely good. The Americas stage. This is interesting, gonna be honest. Americas, oh wait, no. Don't fuck, okay. We gotta go back to here. We gotta modify my pickups. So, Gen G versus Paper X. I think Paper X won this game, I'm gonna be honest. They look so solid with Jing, and I think that Gen G players said that they were scared, so I can't wait to see this. Some stuff that I will maybe modify. This DRX, I think DRX now beat T1 after losing to DFM. It's not even that like DFM played poorly, it was just that T1 didn't look... T1 may be a bit shaken, that's all I'm gonna say. Not they're gonna look shaken, not stirred. Why are so many users getting 0 points? What? You predicted Talon to beat Gen G? Okay. But, other than this, like, Bleed Zeta, I think Zeta are gonna win. T1 aren't bad enough to lose to RRQ just yet. Talon beat GE. Gen G beat DFM. I think. RRQ beat Bleed. This one is actually kind of a toss-up now. I don't know, Team Secret look good, but so do Zeta. You know what, we're gonna invest in Zeta Hopium this time. If Zeta pull it off, that'd be great. I mean, I'm not gonna bet anything on it, but that would be great. Let's see the Americas region now. Okay. There aren't as many big upsets, I would say. But some interesting stuff did happen. So let's hop into it. Number 1, Cloud9. Well, number 1, every alpha team won. Which is kind of crazy. But how they won and who they won against is what's more crazy. So, Cloud9. Cloud9 are an interesting team. I think we put Cloud9 in Hopium right now. Low side of Hopium. But Cloud9 looked very solid against Leviathan, even though this game went so long. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it more, I'm gonna put him lower, like mid. Cloud9 are looking up, which I guess is the definition of Hopium. I don't know. If Cloud9 beat, like, Loud or something, then we can really get talking. I think Cloud9 are very unlucky, though, because you have EG, which I think's a guaranteed win. But then it gets difficult, because, like, 100 Thieves in a week, we don't know what 100 Thieves will be in a week. If they practice and, like, actually fix their mistakes, they could qualify. Next up, Crew. I said last week, I have the image. I said last week that if we put Crew, if Crew win, this Crew vs Fury game, they get out of Detonation Focus Me tier, which is now BBL tier. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, they looked not great. They didn't look too good, but heat popped off. Kesnet is a great player. And other than Klaus did look bad though. On the Gecko, Klaus's Gecko looked rough, gonna be honest. But Furia just kinda like, I wouldn't say choked, but just a bit. But also, why isn't NZR not on? Those were should, I don't know. How does he normally play? Okay. For some reason I had an idea that he played Jet. Maybe that's Musera though. Anyways, Furia need a bit of help. I think there are just some people on this team that need to contribute way more. So I'm gonna put I'm gonna put Furia in BBL. They don't look the worst in here, but they look not great. Like they need a bit of help. They could make a roster change or something, but I think they just need like, they just need some help. Like they played I would say pretty standard comps, and they barely edged out Crew when they were running Reyna on Icebox. They're not PRX, by the way. Like, I think this game could have looked a lot more solid if they didn't play Reyna. But, next team from the winning side, Sen. Sen looked crazy. For no practice, no sleep. Crushing 100 Thieves like this was wild. Tens was the assist king. Saucy put up a very solid performance. Dude, on split, like, defense is their strong side too. And like they kept them to 5 on their attack side, which is really good for split. And I think that I think they just looked really solid this game, I'm gonna be honest. Like, all around they played extremely well, and I cannot wait. What I find very interesting is like, Zek can put up a decent performance, but like on Icebox, right? He was, I would say, underperforming slightly. But like, his team really picked it up. Like, I would say his team picked it up. And Zekin also popped off on split, which he always does. Sen looked great. I'll be honest, they still look like they're the best team in the world. NRG. Crushed Loud. Holy shit. Crushed Loud. They looked pretty good, I'm gonna be honest. I'm still skeptical, I'm gonna be honest. I don't trust NRG too much. Cause, gonna be honest, Loud, we're having some issues. And I think Energy versus Loud next time is what's gonna be very interesting. But currently, I don't trust Energy. I don't know. Like, they're gonna win all these games. But what I'm interested in is what happens afterwards. When they face a Sentinel. When they face Sentinels is what's gonna be interesting. Because they already beat Loud on what I assume is Loud's weakest week. Like, where they look the worst. But also, Loud could have just fallen off, so I don't know. Next, G2. G2 are very interesting. Now that Icy is here, they looked pretty good. Like, they played pretty well against EG. Like, Icy didn't have great in the kills department, but, like, he created a lot of space. A lot of space. I don't know about this Gecko pick though, gonna be honest. But like, whatever wins, wins. I'm gonna say they look like here-ish. G2 didn't look bad, I'll be honest. I'm interested how consistent this will be, and how it will like happen over time. But currently, they didn't look bad, that's what I'm gonna say. Let's go over the losing group now. EG. EG looked bad. EG looked bad. Judgment didn't have his performance that he usually does to carry the team. Nature, honestly, is the best player on the team. Not capping. It just looks like EG, not only EG, but also EG players fell off. So, EG looked bad, but honestly bad roster. Like, they may be able to beat, like, they could beat a Furia, maybe even a Crew. But, like, any higher than that, I don't really see. Like, I think they lose to, like, MIBR. Maybe, I don't know. We haven't seen, MIBR sucks, or I don't know yet. Loud. Loud are same thing with Fnatic, but they didn't. I'm gonna put them in top of Hopium. I think we gotta give Loud the benefit of the doubt, I'm gonna be honest. They didn't look like they played very well. They're on a 3-game losing streak. But I think that they just have to show what they got and not throw it away. Because this game may be closer than we think. But I don't know. If Loud lose like another game that badly, they could go down much farther than we think. 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves are something else. 100 Thieves. They played Sentinels. They didn't look good. Like, I'm gonna be honest, this genuinely may have been like a 13-3, 13-2 situation. Like, they just didn't play correctly at all. And if Cryo was not putting up this level of performance, they could have lost. Cryo popped off. Busio didn't look good. Like, IGL. Everyone... Okay, here's my hot take. IGLs need a frag too. Because people say a lot that like Boaster, you know? He's such a good IGL, he doesn't even need a frag. Well, now we've seen what happens when you don't frag. But also that's not... You have to be a really good IGL to get rid of fragging at all. Gonna be honest. But let's continue with well, where do 100 Thieves lay? I don't think they have a bad roster. I think they're better than EG. G2, maybe. I think 100 Thieves really need to step it up. I'm like, I know I'm putting a lot of teams in mid, but this is the first week, so afterwards we will see what happens. Cause like, I'm not gonna put like 17 teams in mid again next week. But currently it's like Fnatic lose a huge game, so we don't know what's gonna happen next. If they have a great response and they like really pick it up, then I'm gonna move them higher, you know? Next. Leviathan. Leviathan didn't look good. Leviathan did not look good. I'm gonna put him under. God damn, I don't want to put another one in mid. Here's the thing with Leviathan. Okay, we just did that. Here's the thing with Leviathan. Leviathan... make this real quick. Okay, too much is going on. Leviathan did not look good. They looked, I would say, pretty bad. Because, like, they have so much talent, but goddamn, they need to pick it up on some ends. Like, they just didn't look great at all, honestly. They won there. I think they won there. No, they won Icebox, which is C9's map pick. Pretty solemnly. Aspis dropped 30 on the map. Aspis had 31 in 20 rounds. So, like, you're supposed to win that, right? If they lost this map, I would definitely put them, like, way lower. Like, literally in, like, bad tier. But they won that map. And it's like, okay, Aspis doesn't play too well. And guess what? That's crazy, though. But he doesn't play too well. They lose the map. And then Ascent, Aspas, I'm gonna be honest, didn't play too well until OT. But I already made a video covering that. And guess what? They lost. I think they need to pick it up. Because, like, if I was, you know, I was watching Plat Chat. If you have a 5% chance of beating Sen, and you're supposed to be like a consensus top 3 team in the world, you have some issues. Last but not least, MIBR. A team that has not played a game yet. MIBR could be the greatest team in the world, that's all I'm saying. In all honesty, though, like, they have a decent enough talent. I think they're better than Crew. That's what people are I think that's what people are predicting. I'm gonna put them in. I don't want to put them. I want to put them above EG. Like, they don't look bad because we haven't seen a game yet, you know? But they could easily be bad. We just don't know yet. And now we can do my pick'ems. I can't believe I deleted that tab. It's fine. Let's just finish it off with pick'ems and we'll call it a day. G2 vs 100 Thieves is a lot closer than I thought it would be. Now. 100 Thieves need to pick it up, but honestly, this is rough. God damn. I don't know. Also, to go on about my pick'ems last week, getting this high is I would say pretty good. Because, like, this was a 50-50 game, this was a 50-50 game, this was a 50-50 game, this was a 50-50 game. This one should have went to a Leviathan, but everyone predicted wrong except these guys, apparently. Anyways, I can't wait for this double week, that'll be fun. But let's continue. G2 versus 100 Thieves. Let's skip that. Sentinels versus Leviathan. I think that Sentinels should win this handily after seeing the performance they had against G2. Crew versus MIBR. MIBR should win this, but this is also more of a 50-50 again. Gotta be honest, Crew have a pretty easy first half of the week. Which is good and bad, because they have to look super good against. They have to beat Furia, which they did, but they have to beat them, like, really good. They have to beat MIBR, which, if they beat Furia, MIBR, EG, then we're talking about something. But I think they're gonna lose. They're going to lose Crew or EG, Furia, MIBR or EG. I just don't know which yet. But they're gonna lose one. Take swig of death. Then we have Energy versus Furia. This is difficult. I think that Energy could. Oh wait, sorry, singing different teams. Energy beats Furia. I think this is gonna be a crush. Looks like a guarantee. Cloud9 versus EG. Unless EG really pull off something, Cloud9 look like they're in a better form currently. And I think. Oh yeah, we gotta go back to G2 versus 100 Thieves. This is the 50-50 game. It also may be the best game this week if Leviathan really suck now. I personally think. I did think 100 Thieves would just beat this, but like. G2 looked really good, man. Let me think. I think G2 win. I think G2 win. Just based off of G2 winning in this fashion. I know Icy's a new pickup and all that, and he could underperform again. But like 100 Thieves just really didn't play well against them. And if Cryo doesn't, you know, drop 40 in a very low amount of rounds, like if you're plus 10 on a game that you lose 2-0, that's very impressive. But I think that's it. I wonder how it's gonna go, gonna be honest. I'm very hyped for this week. Can't wait for games to start back up. So, I will see you all in the next one. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.